What's going on, guys? Emmanuel Jones here. We back at with another recap, and we're gonna do our Week 12 recap for this week. So basically, I'm gonna get to the topics, but I'm not gonna get through a lot this week because we got a short week coming up, and Thanksgiving and stuff is coming pretty soon. So I'm not gonna get to all of that. So before I give you my Week 12 predictions for this week. Don't forget to put a thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below on what are your reactions, your thoughts about the team moving forward. So I want to get started with the first topic. So basically, the Browns stunned the Steelers. Now I want to talk about this game because this was on Thursday night. As you know, the Browns did stun the Steelers, which they did. Now, here's what the Browns have did against the Steelers. The Steelers in the first half look awful in the first half. And all of a sudden, as you look at it, they were up by 1 point in the fourth quarter, and they end up blowing it in the fourth quarter, and their offense couldn't throw a Hail Mary because, it was an incomplete pass on the red zone, and the Browns defense kind of really won them the game. I mean, the Steelers, they're hanging around the game. I like how the way they're doing, especially as a defense. They're starting to create turnovers. They're creating pressure. Offensively, they didn't look as good. They played better in the second half, I guess. And then as you look at what the Browns did really good offensively, they ran the ball. Nick Chubb had a night. Jameis Winston was getting very accurate as a passer. He's 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 throwing the ball to wide open guys. Like he's making big time throws, making good decisions. Um, the defense is totally has played really well. I like how the way the defense is playing, especially in the cold weather. They played really well in the cold weather, and especially I like how the way they're prepared and they're developing. Jim Short's doing an amazing job. The defense, um, the Browns, they're probably not going to make the playoffs this year because they're sitting at 3-8. We don't know if they're going to be able to make any changes right now because right now their schedule is really brutal because as you look at how the Browns play in their schedule, they have to play at least like a lot of playoff teams this year. They have to play at least a lot of playoff teams that's going to make the playoffs this year. They got to play the Broncos. They got to play which is next Monday night. They got to play the Steelers, which is going to be on the road. And they got to play against the Chiefs at home, which is not going to be easy. They got to play the Bengals. And they got to play the Dolphins, which I don't think that's going to be easy. And they got to play the Ravens. So these are all playoff teams. Now, the Broncos could totally make the playoffs this year. The Bengals could if they can turn their season around, and the Dolphins could if they turn their season around. But we know the Ravens, Steelers, and Chiefs, they're all going to clinch a playoff spot, which I don't know. I don't think the Browns are going to be able to win all the games, but maybe I'd say they can win one more game. But I feel like they're probably going to lose out for a better draft pick. So I don't know. I don't really think the Browns are any good this year. I feel like it could be too late to make changes because this team is heading the wrong direction. So yeah. Next topic I want to talk about: will the Dolphins make the playoffs? We'll see. The Dolphins are sitting at 5-6 right now. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Um, as you know, they're on a 3-game winning streak. I like how the way Miami's playing right now. I like how the way their defense is playing. Like their defense is playing really well. I mean, they're getting pressure. They're getting at. They're rushing the passer. They're stopping the run better, and their defense has really stopped the pass as well. I like how the way their defense is playing. Um, Offensively, I like how the way they're running the ball. They're throwing the ball. Tua's starting to get accurate. Ever since, when Tua missed time, the offense was terrible, and they couldn't really the offense, you know, was really bad, really bad, you know, Tua's starting to get accurate as a passer now, and offensively they're starting to get things going. They're starting fast, but I feel like if Tua, if he can stay healthy for like the next couple games and doesn't miss any games, I feel like this team can be in a spot to make the playoffs, though. So as you look at the Dolphins' schedule, this is kind of tough. They have to play at least two or three playoff teams. They have to play the Packers, which is just going to be on Thursday. They got to play the Jets. They got to play, which I think is not good. They got to play the Texans, which I think they're probably going to make the playoffs. They got to play the Niners, which I think that's a team that can totally make the playoffs this year. They have to play the Browns, which that's not going to be easy. And they got to play the Jets again, which that's not going to be easy. So most of these games are not going to be easy, except for the Niners, Packers, Texans. Those are not easy. Neither the Browns isn't easy, but they stink. So I could say Dolphins probably at least like miss out on the playoffs, and I think they're probably going to play for next year. Like I don't really see them as a playoff team this year, given the fact that their schedule is tough and they've been like losing back to back games, with Tua being out. So yeah. So I think the Dolphins are back. So maybe you might as well call me crazy, but the Dolphins are just I feel like this team is totally back in the mix for a playoff spot. So yeah, so I like the Dolphins to be a playoff team this year, but I would not be shocked if they missed it out. All right, this I want to talk about this topic. The Cowboys upset the Commanders. As y'all know it, the Cowboys have finally ended their 5-game losing streak. Like that is good for this team. Dallas found a way to win. As we're gonna go through the analysis though. Now, the Cowboys and the Commanders game, the game was a little bit weak in the first half. Now, here's why it was weak. Now the offense did struggle to get things going. Both offenses did, but I thought the defenses played really well. I like how the way Dallas defense played against Washington. I thought their defense played excellent. They were stopping the run better. They kind of stopped the pass okay. I like how the way their pass defense was playing. I mean, they're starting to get better on defense right now. Offensively, Cooper Rush, he's starting to play better. I like how the offense is starting to play with play action, and the punt returns were amazing. And I like how the way it did. I thought the coaching was better in this game. I thought they had a really good game plan. You might as well give Dallas credit. On the other side, I want to talk about the Commanders. Now, far as I'm concerned about Washington, I want to talk about the Commanders because I want to talk about what's wrong with the Commanders. Now, the problem with what's wrong with the Commanders is that they're on a 3-game losing streak. I mean, far as I'm concerned, they're on a 3-game losing streak. Here's why Washington's on a 3-game losing streak. Washington has totally not been looking as good. Jaden Daniels for like the last 3 games has been very inaccurate. I don't know why. He could be dealing with pressure in his face. Some people say that he could be inaccurate because of the injury, but I don't think it's an excuse. But that's how I feel. I don't really see how the Commanders, lose like how could you lose like 3 games in a row after a 7-2 start? This has got to be very disappointing for the team. Like this is totally not looking great. I mean, how could you lose to the Cowboys? Like, Dallas didn't have Dak Prescott, and they were missing two starters on defense. And Dallas defense found a way to play lights out. I mean, I feel like with Deron Bland coming back from injury helps, and Micah Parsons, playing helps, but I mean, they're starting to get a little healthier on defense, but I feel like if they can get a little bit more healthier, I feel like they can win some more football games. I mean, if Demarcus Lawrence and Trevon Diggs come back, I mean, that would be huge. Um, the offensive line for Dallas is playing better. Now, they did miss their left tackle, but their old line still played good. They were able to run the ball a little bit better against Washington. Now, I want to go with Washington's defense. Now, Washington's defensively, their run defense Washington's run defense has been very exposed. At times, they can't really stop the run. I mean, they're giving up so many rushing yards. And against the pass, their pass defense is not playing as good. But I feel like Lattimore is in helps, but he's not been playing for the last couple of games due to injury. And also they lost their best they lost their edge player in Jonathan Allen, who was going to be out for the season, where she suffered an injury early in the season. So Washington's defense has totally not been playing as good, but they have been playing great for weeks. But now their defense is totally has fallen apart. Now offensively, they don't really have a number two wide receiver. Like, they don't have a go-to guy. Like, they're really not. Like, Cliff Kingsbury's not getting the other young guys developed. Like, he's not moving them around. I don't think Noah Brown's a good number two wide receiver, but I feel like he's more of a number three, number four. But I have a feeling that he needs to move feel like, he's not developing the young players. But since, like, week three, he looked like a different person when he was used to be calling plays. But the play calling for the Commanders' offense is totally not working. Like, it's not working for the team. Like, Washington, they should have at least beaten the Cowboys, though, but they really didn't, though, because their kicker missed a field goal after a touchdown late in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, they were down by 1 point, and they were going to go for the onside kick, and Dallas ended up getting it for a touchdown, and that was led Dallas to win the game. And Jaden Daniels was pretty horrible, though. He had two picks, one early in the game, one like in the last second minutes. Like, that's crazy. Like Washington, I mean, this is a heartbreaking loss for Washington because their special teams had let them down. The offense has let them down because it was horrible in the first half. Because they started the game out really sloppy in the first half. So this is a winnable game for Dallas, though. You might as well give them credit, though, because Dallas really needed it so badly. But I really didn't expect Dallas to win this game, although Cooper Rush, he played really well. And the offense played really well. And the defense played a lot better. I thought Mike Zimmer really did a good job with the defense so far in the game. He found a way to blitz a lot. So, yeah. So, to me, that's the right reaction, though. Now, Washington's schedule is pretty easy. Now, I still think they have a chance at the playoffs, though, but I don't know. But some people say they could miss the playoffs because they lost 3 straight, but I don't really know. So, yeah. So, as you look at it, they have a bye in a couple weeks, so they have to play the Titans. They have to play the Saints, the Eagles again, the Falcons, and the Cowboys. Now, these are some games that they could win, which they could easily win out, though, which I could totally see it, though, but I don't know. I feel like they could totally lose to Atlanta again. We'll probably see what Dallas does, because if Dallas wins out, they can totally make the playoffs. But I would not be shocked if Dallas makes the playoffs, which I could see it happening, though. So, yeah. So, basically, though, Washington still has a chance to make the playoffs. I highly doubt they will. But, so, yeah. All right, next topic I want to talk about, the Seahawks are not finished. Now, Seattle's totally not finished because I feel like Seattle is now in a good situation where the Seahawks are on a 2-game winning streak right now, and they're looking like they're getting their season back on track. I like how the way Seattle is doing right now. Um, Seattle, for 2 weeks in a row, I like how the way the offense played. Like, the offense did not really look that pretty, but I thought the defense is starting to play a lot better right now. They're not giving up big plays. They're not allowing them to run them over. They're getting pressure. They led the Cardinals to 6 points this week. And, the Niners 17 points where Geno Smith ran for a game-winning drive. Now, I like how the way they're playing right now, especially Mike McDonald's doing a good job with his defense so far. You might as well give him credit there. Now, the Seahawks, I feel like they're in first place right now because I feel like if they can win out, I feel like Seattle, has a chance for a wild card spot. I feel like they'll probably make the wild card round. Um, because here's their schedule. This is kind of tough though because they have to play at least 2 playoff teams. They have the Jets this week. They have the Cardinals again, which has to be on the road. They have to play the Packers, the Vikings, the Bears, and the Rams again. So this could be easy though, which I could totally see them winning. I could totally see them winning all these games because I feel like if they win out, I feel like Seattle's probably going to win that division. So yeah, that's how I looking for that. But I don't know if that's the case because I feel like they could totally miss the playoffs again, which I don't really know if it's going to happen though, because we can totally see them make the playoffs and probably like win a playoff game, which I can see that happening though. So yeah, so you might as well give credit to the Seahawks for a couple weeks. I mean, they're showing some fight right now. So yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs though. We're probably gonna see what the Cardinals, Rams, and the 49ers do because NFC West is just wide open right now. All right. I want to talk about Philly now. Now, the Eagles are legit. Now, I want to talk about the Eagles are legit because here's the thing. The Eagles are sitting at 9-2 right now, and the Eagles look like the best team in the league right now. They're on a 7-game winning streak, and they've been looking hot so far. Look how the way Philly has performed. I like how the way their offense is. I like how the way they're playing on offense. They're running the ball. They're throwing the ball a lot. Saquon had a night against the Rams, 255 yards for 29 carries, and they really ran all over the Rams, like 314 yards, like rushing, like that's like insane. And then when I look at the offensive line, it's one of the best in football. And Jalen Hurts is like one of the best running quarterbacks where he can use his legs to escape pressure. And then you have a defense in Philly, which I think is pretty much underrated. I like how the way the defense and Eagles defense is playing. They're getting pressure. They're getting after the quarterback. They're not allowing teams to run them over. And their secondary is playing really good right now. There's Vic Fangio. He's playing aggressive football. He's getting the young guys involved. He's getting the young corners involved. He's getting the young defense involved, which I really like. So yeah, but it's sad to hear that their best edge rusher Brandon Graham is out for the season, because he has a serious injury where he torn his biceps. So he had a good career, which I know he said he's going to play one more season, then he's going to be retired. So yeah, so the Eagles are back right now. So Philly, they're just legit right now. The offense is playing really good. They need to start like making explosive pass plays right now, because right now Jalen Hurts seems like he's not really playing as good as he's supposed to be, because right now he's not really throwing the ball for like 200 yards, because all what the Eagles are doing, they're not completing passes, and all they just want to do is just run the ball so many times. And Jalen Hurts, which he can run it himself, which he's a runner, But I feel like they need to I feel like where areas they need to improve, they need to start making explosive pass play. They need to start making big passes after big passes. I feel like that's what they need to do. They just got to improve that. They just got to do that more instead of run the ball, even though they like to run the ball a lot. And Saquon Barkley, he's my MVP. So I feel like he deserves to be MVP after, having rushing, after, tearing the Rams defense up. So yeah, Eagles are legit right now, but I feel like there's a chance they can win the division. I feel like they have a chance to get the top seed, but we're probably going to see we're probably going to see what the Lions and Vikings are going to look like. And then lastly, I want to talk about is the Panthers are showing lots of fight. Now, the Panthers for 2 straight weeks have shown some fight. Now, here's the thing. They almost beat the Chiefs on Sunday, though, because they were starting the game off a little sloppy, which, the Chiefs could have really scored a lot of points, but it really wasn't the case because here's the thing. Carolina's defense played really well in the second half, like late in the fourth quarter, and the offense started to get going, though. I mean, Bryce Young, he's starting to play better. I like how the way the Panthers are starting to get their young players involved. Like, they're throwing the ball, they're running the ball better. Their O-line is playing good in their defense. I don't think it's the best, but it's playing solid, though. I mean, last week they had a win against the Giants where, they ran the football. They throw the ball really well, and, they're protecting Bryce Young a lot. I mean, the Panthers are showing a lot of fight. We can't give them credit, though, because they lost, but I want to talk about the Chiefs for a second because the Chiefs defense has totally not been playing really good for 2 straight weeks. Here's why. The Chiefs defense, I feel like it could be overrated because they're letting teams hang around a lot, which I don't know why, but the Panthers, you might as well give them credit for showing some fight. I feel like the Panthers need to find a way to at least get better because they're starting to play better in the fourth quarter, but I don't see them making the playoffs this year because their schedule is very difficult, though, and they're sitting at 3-8 right now, and I don't see them. Their schedule is tough because they have to play a couple playoffs. They got to play the Bucks twice, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Cardinals, and the Falcons. Which a lot of these games aren't going to be easy. Which I feel like Carolina's still going to lose out, though. So I don't think they're as good as they used to be. So yeah, so I want to shout out to the Panthers for showing some fight. You could have at least beaten the Chiefs, but you had a chance, but it got to the place where their defense blew it, where they made the Chiefs kick a field goal at the end just to avoid the overtime. So yeah, well, that's my recap for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget if you guys disagree with me with all my reactions for week 12 and all my topics, just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Just feel free to do it. It's Emmanuel Jones for Big Fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.